our dear listeners, and thank you for joining us on our YouTube channel, the Conseil de la Vie. It's a great pleasure to have you as our audience. Yeah, so I welcome you all. Yeah, today I'm going to present a session that we had in the last conference organized by ATER, Association of Teachers of English in Rwanda. The last conference we had at the national level, it was in Kigali, in the school called the APACOP, and in my belief it is that all members of different communities of practice were not available, so this is the reason why I've judged better to present this session on video, just to share to all members of different communities of practice what have been discussed in the session. And thank you so much. My name is Valentine Mutesa. This is one of the session which was entitled Tips to Enhance Student Language Proficiency. So we need to help our student to be proficient enough in English as a medium of instruction, because it's a key to help the student to understand other lessons they learn as well. Yeah, thank you so much. Stay tuned. We are back. Thank you. Yeah, as I come to say, we are talking about the session that we had last time about the tips to enhance student language proficiency. In the introduction, I've said that this session was delivered in a national conference organized by ATER in Kigali. Yeah, it was organized at the national level. So I'm going not to enter into methodology, but we are going to see together different tips that we can insert in our methodology, just to help our student to be proficient enough in English in order to master that language and hence understand even other courses they learn at school. Yeah. So when we talk about teachers, student language proficiency, we mean that the student must have a mastery of the 4 skills we have in languages. The number 1 skill that the student must have speaking skills, listening skills, reading skills, and writing skills. When a student masters those skills, then he is proficient enough to master the language and use it in different ways. Yeah. So then let us see together how we can enhance listening skills. First of all, if, for example, you are teaching reading, you can help your student either in reading and other activities involving listening skills. You can, for example, use the tips called to paraphrase. By paraphrasing, you can tell to your student when you say few lines, you can stop and pick up a student to paraphrase what has been said. So he's going to speak in his own words what he has understood in what you've been saying. So you can even change your voice. This is also another tip that you can use. You can change your voice just to help your student to be able to listen or to comprehend different accents or different ways of speaking the language. Yeah, number 3, you have to show your student video clips, because the video clips are great ways to help your student to become a better listener. So the video clips help the student to listen well, different accent, as different videos involves people speaking different accents. So there is also another tip that you can use in order to help your student to learn listening skills. You can use lyrics training. Here, student can listen to a song 2 or 3 times. Then you ask him or you inquire him to write down the lyrics of the song. Number 3, you have to read to the student different stories. You read to them different stories in order to enrich their vocabularies and hence boost their listening, because when a student acquire different vocabularies, then he become a good listener because he has mastered the different vocabularies, so his listening become very, very much easy. So then also, when you want your student to listen well, to develop listening skills, you can speak and use body language. Body language can make a student listen easily and help him to become attentive to what you are saying. So body language is very, very important in order to develop the listening skills of your student. Yeah. So another tip that you can use is also to assign exercise for your student to demonstrate what they understand. For example, you can ask them to read a novel and ask them to summarize that novel or a book. You can also show them a video and inquire them to write down the message in the video. All these exercises can help you to train your student in listening skills. Yeah. So, other skills that we have to develop are speaking skills. We have to enhance our students' speaking skills. How then can we enhance our students' speaking skills? Number 1, we have to encourage the conversation. So, because every social interaction gives a student a new opportunity to practice the language, and it can be done, for example, by using everyday language approach. Some schools, like private schools, they've made English an everyday language use in their schools. You can also help your student encourage the conversation of the student through debate and group discussion. So all this can help to enhance speaking skills of your students. Number 2 tip is to model syntactic structure. So your student may not use oral syntax in formal speech, but it's a duty for the teacher to try to polish their language by correcting them. Number 3, you have to improve your student pronunciation. By improving student pronunciation, you collect the student pronunciation whenever they commit or they pronounce wrongly. You immediately try to correct them. Yeah, let's move forward. Number 3, you have to teach to a student the natural flow of the language, the natural flow or the fluency, because the fluency is very necessary while learning speaking skills. You teach them about the linkings, you teach them about the contractions, stress and the rhythms while speaking, so this will help your student to be fluent enough and master speaking skills. Number 4 tip that you can use in order to help your student acquire speaking skills, you have to build the language speaking confidence, because some students, they don't speak because they feel ashamed to speak mistakes. So it's up to the teacher to develop the language speaking confidence. This can be done through public speaking initiation, inviting your students to speak before others, and so on and so forth. Yeah, so number 5 tip is to encourage the student to imitate how native speakers speaks. So, like you can pick a favorite video, for example, with the subtitles. You make them listen to it many times. Then you make them imitate the narrator sentence by sentence. It's a good exercise just to initiate your student in the speaking skills. Yeah. So other tips that you can use, you can ask them to read and retell the story. You can provide them with the opportunities to participate in public speaking. You can even remind the student to speak loudly and articulate clearly while speaking. Yeah, all these tips can help your students just to master speaking skills. Let's move on and talk about how we can enhance reading skills. We can enhance reading skills by providing a student with enough and various material to read. So be creative by teaching reading through different formats. You can use books, you can use magazine, you can use books on tape, CDs, and the other recorded readings that gives the student multiple ways to connect with the reading materials. You can also set a goal. Assign a goal to each student to read, to tell them your what you intend to them, what you want them, where you the level you want them to achieve. Yeah. So you can also, while teaching reading skills like this reading for comprehension, try to initiate your student to annotate and highlight the text. So it is done in this way. Just teach your student to highlight and underline valuable information as they read. So they have to write notes on the page they are reading, then to help them stay focused and improve their comprehension. So when they are reading also, you have to polish their pronunciation while they are reading. So because when they are reading, they may read words badly, but it's up to the teacher to correct immediately where the student have pronounced wrongly in their reading. Yeah. So let us see now how we can enhance writing skills. So just to enhance writing skills, I don't want to enter into deep methodology. I'm just talking about some tips that can help teachers just to enhance writing skills. So you have to regularly assign brief writing exercise in your class. Ask students to write a few minutes during a class, some mixture of in-class writing and out-class writing, and to give them open-ended questions will give your student an opportunity to practice writing skills. Yeah. So you have also to involve your student in composition exercises like composition, things like that. You have also to guide your student throughout the writing process. After you have made the assignment, discuss the value of outlines and notes and explain how to select and to narrow a topic, criticize the first draft, and so on and so forth. All these are going to help your student just to master different skills like reading, writing skills, and so on and so forth. So in summary, we come to see how we can enhance language proficiency of our student by developing different skills like listening skills, speaking skills, reading skills, and writing skills. And we've seen that in listening skills, you have to ask your student to paraphrase what he has been listening to after a few minutes while you are reading or speaking, or while he is listening to a video. You change the voice also to show your student, to accustom your student to different accents, lyrics training, to show the video to your student, to assign exercise for your student to demonstrate their understanding, and so on and so forth. Also, about the speaking skills, we've seen that we have to encourage conversation of your student, to model syntactic structure, to improve student pronunciation, to help the student acquire the natural flow of the language, to teach them linkings and contractions, just to help them to be fluent enough while speaking. We have also to build in our student the speaking language, the language speaking confidence. We have to encourage them to imitate the people who speaks well English, and to give them opportunities to participate in public speaking, to ask them to read and retell the story, to remind them to read, to speak loudly and articulate clearly. Then about the reading skills, we've seen that we have to provide students with enough and various materials to read, to set a reading goal, to annotate and highlight the text. Then in that process, the teacher must see how he can polish their pronunciation while reading. About the writing skills, composition, and the regular assignment, or writing assignment to our students can help to develop their writing skills. And while they are writing, the teacher must provide guidance in while they are writing. Yeah. So thank you so much, dear listeners. This was the session delivered about how the tips we can use in order to enhance the student language proficiency. Thank you so much. See you next time. Thank you.